What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Earn It, Save It, Invest It. This is week 34 of my $100,000 challenge. So I'm going to go over what's happened in the past week, what I expect to happen over the stock market, over the next week or two, in the month, and just what I think is going to happen. If you don't notice anything, I look a little bit different. I'm not sure if you noticed. I had a birthday. That's right. But enough about me. If you can, though, please give a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. And let's just get into this. It's a $100,000 challenge, week 34. So, oops. There we go. Let's dive into it. I currently have $8,889.63. So I went up a little bit. This is my holdings. So right here, as you can see, 18% is TQQQ, which is my heaviest weighted. Then I have Celsius, Hims, Meta, Amazon Fubo, Nike, Adobe, The Trade Desk, and Hasai. Hims has continued to climb down, so it was my top weighted position. Now it's number 3. It's actually behind Celsius, which I think that could continue. Celsius could continue to climb. It could actually pass TQQ eventually, but like I said, once TQQQ goes on a pretty big bear run where it just goes down almost 50%, which eventually it will, then I will start loading up a little bit on that. So the weight will go up more, but as of now, this is what it is. And of course, cash is at 5%. Like, depending on your portfolio size, obviously I have like a small portfolio that I'm starting off with, so $500 is not that, 5% of that is not actually that much, but I do want to deploy this money. I put in $50. I did not make a buy this week. So as we can see right here, week 34, $8,889 puts me at, I was going to put it full screen. I had a weekly at less than 1%, but I went up against my goal. I'm still, now I'm almost coming to negative 12%. And since June 2nd, I'm up 20%. But excluding my $50 deposits, I'm down 0.88%. So again, just always showing how important making deposits is. I mean, you see the difference between these two, and this is only because I've making deposits. Now, it doesn't mean that my account has grown 20% due to investment. It just hasn't. It's been my own cash, right? But with that, those investments can grow. Like, if I'm buying something that hasn't really grown yet, but it will grow, I'm at least putting money into it. So eventually this is going to grow a lot more. Anyway, that being said, I'm still off my goal. Just always a disclaimer, I started this goal and Hims was in the 50s. I think it was 50, 52, something like that. It was already high up there when I started. So I already knew that this could be a possibility. It was going to be a struggle, but I'm still just going to continue to chug along with my goal regardless. The AAII Sentiment, where a bunch of investors are voting what they think is going to happen to the market, what they're feeling. It went down a little bit, obviously, with the bulls, and went down kind of 6%, which is kind of a big move. But we're also at 50%. The historical average for bulls is 37.5, so we're still above that, the historical average in terms of bulls. Bears went up 5%, so definitely the neutrals also got 2%, so it got kind of like split up a little bit, 4 and 2, almost 4.5 really. And the bears, their historical average is 31, so the bears is a little bit above, right? So really right now people are either bullish or bearish, right? The neutral, the historical average is 31.5, and it's continued down since all this year. Basically, it's just gone down. So we're at 24% of people thinking, well, we're not sure exactly where it's going to go. So people are having pretty strong feelings about, okay, I really think it's bullish, I really think it's bearish. What is your performance forecast for the S&P 500 index in 2025? I think they meant 2026. So up between 2 and 9%, and up 10% or more were the two biggest ones. Now, 44% of investors think that the market will be up between 2 and 9%. So that'll be interesting. I can actually show you. Here, let me pull it up really quick if I can. Oh, I don't know. No. Oh, there it is. So this, let me do. Since let me zoom in on this more. Since 2018, we have not had a single digit percentage down or up. And it was down, right? You could say since 2017, we haven't had an up year in the single digits. Last year was the lowest one at 17%. Now you look at the years before, and it was a little bit more subtle. 2016, 4, we had 8, 18, 34 was a big year, 16, 0.4, 18, 50, right? Oh, I could already tell where we were going, right? So this is the great financial crisis, but we have a 4 and a 7, right? .com right there. But you look at this and you're like, wow. I mean, these latest numbers, it has been just boom, 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 boom. Like we have had some banger years. This is the Qs, right? This is the QQQ. And it's crazy on how the performance has been. So people thinking, that it's only going to go up between 2 and 9% is interesting, because clearly, historically, we have been going up. Now we've been going down, right? 49, 22, 17, right? What's going to be a breaking year, right? And this is going to be the scary thing, not scary, but for people you see it's negative 36, negative 2, okay, in 2018, we went down like 30% right before that, down 41%, down 38, down 34, down 38, right? When the Qs go down, it goes down hard. So people mostly are not going to be predicting a crazy a bear market most of the time, but once we do, just be ready, and that's when you should have the cash. That's why you always want to have some kind of cash. But anyway, this is to go back to what people think it's going to be. I'm going to go 10 or more, just based on the last almost 10 years, right? It's been going up 10 or more, if it's up. If it goes down, I think we could have a really hard year unless we go up 30% and then we go down 30%, But anyway, fear and greed index. This is, more the emotion of the market. So, you can see that kind of a neutral. And as you can see, in the last year, the market's done okay. It's done well. And the previous close, we had neutral. 1 week ago, neutral. 1 month ago, greed. And 1 year ago, fear. The market is an emotional place, and you just have to make sure you keep your emotions in check. I did want to go over my HIMS position really quick, just because, again, I started it. It was at $50 or so. It was in the $50 range, and it's gone down significantly since then. It's really hurt my whole challenge and portfolio. Nonetheless, I'm still going to continue to invest my $50 a week and buy quality companies. Just wanted to take a look at HIMS really quick. As you can see, the short interest is at 30%. I'm going to blow this up really quick. Oops, not that one. You don't want to see my face. 30%. We have a 30% short interest. That means 30% of the shares are shorted. If we get those bears to they get short, or they get called on all those shorts, I mean, it is going to be an amazing push up. But you look at GameStop, has 15%, right? So, if the shorts have to cover, if they got to cover their positions and everything for HIMS at some point, it's going to be an insane run upwards. I did want to just put that out because it it's one of the heaviest shorted companies out there right now. I mean, again, GameStop is at 15%, Hims is at 30%, and we all know what GameStop is all about, right? We know what GameStop is, and it's at 22 right now. It doesn't mean that I'm not trying to say that I've gone over GameStop and the business. I haven't gone over all their financials, but we all kind of know what it's about. And I mean, over the last year, it's still gone down 18%, and the short interest is at 15, right? I mean, this is 4%. Look at this drawdown. It's gone down a lot more. It's gone down over 50%, and it's still at a 30% short interest, which is just very, very interesting to me. So I just wanted to point that out really quick. So this is Hims, and I was saying I think this is a buy zone right here, and it's continued to go down. It actually has gone down past here, past the 34 mark. From here, there is absolutely no support. There's no support until 25. There's no support. No resistance between 25 and 34. There's absolutely nothing. You have nothing. Then you have 16, right? Around there. So Hims is really in a very unique position where this thing has got to go somewhere. It's got to go up or down. I really hope it just it pushes up. The earnings are going to come out. Obviously, the Wegovy pill, they were left off the list, so they don't have that in their pocket, but nonetheless, I think it's going to be a great company and a great investment. I'm going to go over a little bit more of Hims in a second, but this is the market in the last week. A little bit more red, right? A little bit more red than green, I feel. So some more green than others, but finance was really red. Finances released earnings, so finance clearly went down. So there's that. Electronic technology, we have technology services. All of these, as you can see, it's kind of Christmassy, a big mixed bag. But I would definitely say I feel like I'm seeing a lot more red in the bigger companies, right? So let's go over, I didn't even set this up, so I'm not going to go over the week. So again, what I was saying about Hims is, oopsies, I just lost that. So for Hims, the one thing that I like to look at too is the seasonality, how it does throughout the year. Come on. There we go. In January, it's at 66%. Oh my God, that's hard to see though. I'll zoom in. So we're at 66% in January, that it is a positive. Right now it's looking towards a negative, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens because it is heavily shorted. If any kind of good news comes out, those shorts are going to have to cover, and it's going to be very interesting. Also, one thing I wanted to actually take a look at really quick about the overall market, and after this I actually got to go. I got a busy day today. I was a little bit less prepared today, but I did this this chart recently. Let me make sure it's on 1 year. So this has been the market since, what is this, October, basically the start of November, right? October 31st right here, November 3rd right here. So the market has been steadily having lower highs, right? It's not being able to go past 627 for the Qs. It's kind of steadily, a little bit going down in a way, and then but the bottoms, right? We had that big bottom over here, and then it's kind of like bounced, but the bottoms have bounced up, right? This bottom was over here at 600. This one was here at 608. Now this is me being technical, right? A technical analyst or whatever, right? Using technicals and the chart and all that, which you can't. That's not how I invest long term. This is something how I like to look at how there could be something happening. So we might want to look at this kind of an inflection point right here. February being a point of like, where's this market going to go? It's got to pick a direction, right? Or are we really going to just stay flat? Typically, the market does pick a direction, right? The market picks a direction. The market does not stay flat, as you can see. It does not like stay flat. It will go up or it's going to go down. It's going to go up or it's going to go down. So the market has to pick a direction, right? We have been kind of heading down if you look at this, but we're heading up going this way, which means there has to be something happening. End of January, mid-February, possibly end of February, but I think I do believe early or late January, early February, something could happen. Or just the market just chooses. It doesn't even have to be, something big happens. Is there a fly in here? Something big has to happen. It just has to go somewhere, right? It has to pick a direction. Now, I do think in order for it to go down, something has to happen, right? There has to be a catalyst. For it to go up, I don't really necessarily think it has to be a catalyst. I think just people have to feel good about the market. So we'll see what kind of news happens. Does the government shut down? I believe there could be a government shutdown in January. Not 100% on that, so I don't want to just don't quote me on that. But, all kinds of things can happen. So just keep your eye on it. Again, that's what I'm looking at. I just think right here is February 4th, February 5th. So I think just somewhere right around here, market's going to pick a direction. So again, that's just my 2 cents really quick and what I've done on my $100,000 challenge. This was kind of a little bit less prepared on this video because I've got a busy day, busy night, crazy week, birthday week, woohoo. So anyway, gonna go and again, when it comes to investing, biggest thing I can say is when my portfolio has done what it's done, or I've been able to stay afloat because I've been making $50 deposits every week, and that has just been the lifesaver. So always be aware and prepared and not scared of the market, because when you have that cash, when you're making $50 deposits and you're able to invest it every week, even if the market's going down, you're getting good discounts. So that being said, thank you for watching. Please give a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And never forget to earn it, save it, invest it, buy low, sell high. I want assets, not liabilities, and you can count on compounded interest.